Okay, so sorry, phone got full, so I just pulled out a second one, and hopefully this one is not full, but it might be, I don't know. Hopefully this is not a three-parter, because that would be dumb. So here's his next message.
I just wanted to add that I actually relate to being a Heyoka super empath. And I know it's embarrassing, actually, because it offends Lakota tribe. But by researching these terms, I understood so much more about myself, because there's this guy who says like, a Heyoka is like somebody who's like 50% narcissist and 50% empath. And I was like, what? That's me. Because I was always questioning myself, am I really an empath, right? Because they all seem so nice and so unschuldig, innocent, yeah? But I am not. So yeah, I guess you don't like this empath and super empath Heyoka stuff.
Yeah, I just don't really, for me it's like I'm into MBTI and that's it. I had somebody, I think yesterday, comment like, what do you think about Vultology, VULTOLGY, and I didn't answer them, but I did look into it, and it's just like, it's like another form of MBTI, like PI or something like that is one of the things, probably, as opposed to like TI or something. It's just like, I'm a monogamous bitch, like I am, I'm MBTI's bitch at the end of the day, wifey, whatever. So yeah, I don't, not, and maybe it's because, kind of like him, it's like I feel 50% empath, 50% narcissist, because I do, feel vibes, other people's vibes, especially, like when I go into a room, I can tell like what the vibe is. But I'm also very much just like in myself, aware of myself, and I do have pretty good self-esteem at the end of the day. Excuse me. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not the best either. I don't know. It's okay. Like at the end of the day, like I do feel maybe not better than most, but it's like I feel different than most. So that's kind of like the same thing. Variation anyway, of just differentiating yourself away from the rest of the people around you, or just the rest of the people in general who walk this fucking earth. Next message.
So yeah, I mean, I guess I can be 100% sure to be an INFJ now. And the reason why I'm hoping that you think that as well is actually because I want to build a business around being an INFJ, like selling that label so people can find me. This is superficial and la 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 la. And I'm not like you. I love technology. I love everything virtual and internet and all this. Yeah, like basically I had this idea to be like this coach. Hey, I'm an INFJ. Talk to me. $100 an hour. And that's why I wanted to see your website. Like I generally want to check websites of people that are either also an INFJ or just there to help other people and are spiritual or something.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with monetizing your gifts, like money is just a form of energy. And to make, a coaching program that's just INFJs, like being the coaches, that's somewhat interesting for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, good for him, like, for having a business model. And personally on my website, oh, it's like snowing again. Can you see it? I'm gonna cry. Just kidding. Even the dog's looking like, holy shit. It's really magical. Like, I almost want to turn you guys around. Can I? Like, Is it snowing, puppies? Is it snowing? Oh my god, can you see it? Oh my god, I love that. Anyway, hopefully I don't get my ass in the shot. I'll just go to the next one, see what we're dealing with.
Okay, in regards to psychedelics, like I am so hypersensitive that even a quarter of the lowest recommended dose of legal research chemical LSD would completely be too much for me. I mean, I took shitloads of psychedelics in my life, but not in the last years, except for overdosed microdoses or microdoses that were surprisingly strong. Like even DMSO is too much for me. I don't know. What the fuck? I really, I was just really hoping that there must be something that makes it a little bit easier for me. Like I fucking smoke like a chimney and my teeth look like shit. I am afraid to do videos, but I have to, you know? Okay, that's it now. Last message.
No, it's not, sir. You sent like 6 more. Yeah, I mean, psychedelics are fucking amazing, and I guess it sucks, you know, that he's so sensitive to them. Just like taking microdoses really, really affects him. But on the other hand, it's like, that must be nice. Then you don't have to like buy that much. I don't know. I don't know. And yeah, I don't fuck with really any sort of lab made ones. I mean, LSD every now and then, just because I bought some a while ago and I'm still going through them. It really wasn't that many. I think I bought like 8 hits or something, and yeah, so, but really I'm just a psilocybin mushroom kind of girl. Yeah, I don't know what he really said about that, but and he didn't really clarify smokes like a chimney. Did he mean cannabis or did he mean tobacco? You know, it's kind of hard to say. Maybe both. But let's just keep going.
I have to add something. Being able to discern fact and fiction is something that I do not respect, because in shamanism, you actually know that the imaginary world is just as real as this 3D matrix illusion. Like I'm really curious how you're gonna react to my all this spiritual. I don't know. It's not name dropping. It's not labeling. It's not. It's superficial. It's commercial. I use commercial terms.
Initially, I was gonna say TE trickster, because that's just kind of our blind spot, where we're really, as INFJs, we're just really bad at telling the difference between exactly what he said, like fact and fiction, real and make believe and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, totally 100%. Like, the spiritual world is just as real, you know, as the physical plane is, and you know, that can be proven in just the concept of cancer alone. Dr. Gabor Mate, he says, you know, there's no such thing as an emotionally healthy cancer patient. You know, they're all, we'll say 99%. I'm sure 1% of them, at least, you know, it's just because like they live in a very, very polluted area, and it's just, you know, not fair, because it's just like a lot of the times, well, I mean, yeah, you can't control where you're born, you can't control if like your mother smokes when you're, you know, in utero, drinks, whatever. But yeah, for the resounding majority of people with cancer, they're very emotionally blocked up people, you know, very angry. And they're not connected with their emotions, you know, and although emotions are not, you know, physical things, they very much do affect our health, just as much as pollution does, you know, something that is tangible, measurable, you know, visual oftentimes. So yeah, Peter, just, sorry, I didn't mean to say your name. His name's not Peter. I made that up. Just know that, yeah, like I totally 100% get what you're saying. Like I would not be an INFJ if I did not.
There's actually an INTJ who made it in the corporate world, who got no friends. So, but he's living with his parents voluntarily, so maybe he's happy to be around other people. His name is Tech Lead. I love his channel on YouTube because he, like, I'm into cryptocurrency because it gives me hope, because I never really made any money. I'm not succeeding in the corporate world, and he's got a very, very dry sense of humor. And yeah, you were like saying you hate learned helplessness, so I'm afraid to say that I am.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely takes a minute to unlearn, you know, because it's just like you get beat down so many times in the same way, but in different ways also, and it's just like at a certain point you're just kind of like, why try? But the moment that you just commit to just keeping going, you know, whether it be applying to new jobs, being active, generally, you know, exercising, going outside, getting your groceries as opposed to ordering them online. I don't know how common that is in Germany, but it's very common here in America, and increasingly common, because, you know, with quarantine, the average amount of weight gain these past 2+ years is 40 pounds. So there's a lot of people out there who have been in sweatpants and getting increasingly bigger. And, you know, now that things are starting to loosen up a little bit, you know, it's very to and fro with like the propaganda that they throw at us, because now we got monkeypox too. Just eat bananas, you guys, you won't get monkeypox. I saw the funniest meme. It was like somebody put a banana sticker on themselves, and they were like, I won't get monkeypox, I'm on the patch. But no, like learned helplessness, you get over it in stages, in incremental steps. You know, again, it's like doing everything from working out, you can be at home, just working out, working your body out, to being outside, you know, getting your groceries, going to the park, getting haircuts. Like getting this last haircut that I got, that connected me, that the hairdresser connected me to this job that I'm probably gonna get. You know, it's not been a straight shot to it, but you know, if and when I get that job cleared to start that job, hopefully on the 21st of this month, it will make the victory that much sweeter, because it will already be, you know, it's just a job that is, at the end of the day, coveted by a lot of people, because it has great benefits, it's good starting wage, you know, a great insurance and benefits and stuff like that, incremental raises that are, you know, guaranteed. So yeah, just because of you know, going outside and getting a haircut, I was, you know, and talking to the hairdresser and just being open about what I was going through. You know, she was very upfront in recommending what she could, you know, and ultimately that is what community is. It's just people talking and helping each other out, because ultimately, you know, whether you're somebody who's well ingratiated in the community, you've been in it for 30 plus years like she was, or you're brand new like I am, you know, I just been back here, even though I did grow up here, I haven't been back in 17, 18 years. So, you know, there I was, my second week in to moving back, and, you know, so technically I am still kind of a stranger, a newcomer. You just have to get in there. You have to get out there and you have to fucking hell talk with people and stuff like that. God, I don't know if they're bugs or if it's the fucking cottonwood, but something's always like crawling up my leg and it freaks me out. Okay, so yeah, Peter, you just gotta get your ass out there. You gotta go every day. You know, I know you guys got good bread. I think like it's not shitty like ours where it can last like 4 weeks, you know, without getting soft or hard. You know, go to the store every day or every other day. Get yourself a loaf of bread. You know, just live as communally as you can. You know, walk dogs. I don't know. That's a lot of how I've met people and made connections. Is there's an app called Rover. I don't know if it's worldwide, but it's here in America, and you just list yourself there as a dog walker, you know, in your local community. And yeah, I met lots of people through there that were, you know, maybe not friends, but they, you know, they would regard me in their, you know, contacts list as helpful person whom I can call upon and also recommend to my friends, you know, as they did, which further ingratiated me into that community before I fucking moved to this hellhole. Just kidding.
You say the subconscious of the INFJ is the ESTP. In your face, no apologies, artistic, or whatever. Not whatever, excuse me. Like, this is what you said, and I can totally relate to it. Like, if I am in my power, like, whatever I think my purpose is right now, because as an example, I had a TikTok channel where I had like 15,000 views overnight, where I destroyed a flat screen, like a huge flat screen on camera. Like, okay, there I also was very active, but I was on amphetamines too. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, ESTPs can be destructive. They can be destructive in many ways. Yeah, they can be. Just thinking of this one that I worked with, this girl, and to say that she hated me from the moment she laid eyes on me would be an understatement. I was only nice to her, like, you know, and that's how I killed her ultimately, is I killed her with my kindness, because I'd never ever hit back, and it fucking annoyed the fuck out of her, because she, you know, went out of her way to repeatedly, you know, hit me, hit my character, you know, not physically, but like just really be somebody that was a thorn in my side ultimately. But I just never, you know, and it fucking killed her, because she seemingly did not understand that she was like that basically to everyone, not just to me. So, you know, she was 10 years my junior, and there I was, and I had basically every guy that we worked with, you know, lining up to, you know, go out with me. And considering she had like a model body and, you know, in being taller and again 10 years younger, she was just like appalled, you know, like what the actual fuck, you know, like, because they were all her age, and it got to the point where she started dressing like I do, you know, with dresses, you know. She was a very tomboyish woman when we initially met, you know, kind of jeans and t-shirt kind of girl, but within a few months she was wearing a dress every single day, and you know, high heels, which was hilarious because she was already 6 feet tall. And so I don't know, it never got easier with her, and I really did not appreciate her at the end of the day. And I'm very happy that I actually don't even remember her name because yeah, she was a fucking bitch, destructive. But yeah, that's our subconscious. So I think as long as you are nice and you're not physically hitting people, you know, and you keep it to TVs and you keep it artistic, cool. But yeah, just make sure that you do not ever turn that violence towards anybody, whether it be physically or emotionally, because yeah, we can be very confrontational people and it can be scary, you know. Like again, that video where I'm driving, I definitely got very, I mean, I feel like that was a combination of my superego and my subconscious at play, because it was very in your face, but it was also very organized and a kind of a calculated kind of quote unquote takedown of the person that you know, I was waiting to pounce on. Next message.
So, okay, I have to say that now. Like, I was the one commenting on one of your videos, being an INFJ is certificate enough. Because you just said in this video that I'm researching now, like, it's a problem that you don't want to monetize your art. And like, with all the respect I have for you, but I just think if you could get over your aversion for technology and monetizing art, maybe you wouldn't have to go to the office anymore, and you could just go through the roof, just like me with my Heyoka business. Okay. I don't apologize. That's just what I thought.
Yeah, I have nothing against monetizing my services. But that's different from selling my actual art. Like, my art pieces are like my, I don't want to say children, but my babies. You know, they're like, when I'm in a place, you know, a physical dwelling, I love to see my art. I love to wake up and like first thing I see is my art. And just in general, like, my art takes so much time that to sell it for profit would ultimately be, it would make it very, very expensive. That said, I am going to try and sell a few pieces. I will have an art show September, I believe. And we'll see, you know, there are a couple that I think I'm ready to, you know, potentially let go of. So, and whether or not I monetize this YouTube channel when I hit 1,000, I think that's when you can start monetizing. Maybe, you know, maybe we'll see if I even get to that point. But ultimately, it's like, I just feel like I really like the presentation factor of like just uncut work, you know. It's like, I would hate like to be watching me and then in the middle of a rant and then it's like, hey, buy some fucking Pepsi Cola, you know, like kind of like takes away from my ultimate message. I don't know, I have no idea, but that's not something I'm going to worry about until then. And that said, like, please know that I am monetizing my services. I am still advertising myself as a psychedelic coach. And actually, it's so weird because 12 minutes after his messages came in this morning at around 2 a.m., I had another individual send me 2 emails asking me if questions about potentially me being a psychedelic guide. So yeah, you know, I've sold out, don't worry. It's just yeah, it's just a very gradual thing for myself, because I am working on a few things to kind of monetize myself through, you know, the psychedelic coaching, the wellness coaching, but that said, it's like I'm going through the transition right now, is like from real coaching where I'm paid through a company to this other job that just will give me more money and ultimately make me a happier, healthy person, in order to offer my other services, again, as a psychedelic coach or a health and wellness coach through my program, my personally made program. Because right now there's no way that I could really be, especially the latter, maybe the former, because I would just bring the individual out to like this park here. It's about 100 acres, so we could easily find a place and have a session, you know, or we could just like book a hotel or something like that and have the experience there, depending on where they want it to be for the duration of it. So yeah, just know that I am, you know, ultimately basically over my aversion to monetizing, but just in terms of YouTube, it's just so far off, you know. I think I'm like at 130 subscribers, so, you know, 1,000 I feel like is at least 6 months away, you know. I don't know, it's hard to say.
INFJ, super ego, ISTJ. I can relate in regards to trying to destroy the person that hurt me in every single aspect and exposing them.
Yeah, that part.
This is why I relate to this Heyoka empath thing, because they are also called the narc destroyer. And in these moments, when I rage, I think I'm a narcissist, right? I'm not any longer this empath. This Heyoka narc destroyer makes also sense.
Yeah, again, I'm not really into the Heyoka empath stuff. I'm very much one and done with MBTI. Yeah, but if, you know, to him and anybody else, I have a few people in my comments who are like, yeah, Heyoka this, Heyoka that, you know, what do you think? Do you relate? And it's just like, I don't know, I'm too narcissistic for that right now. Second to last.
Did you say the unconscious side of the INFJ mind is an ENFP? What the fuck? So without having any knowledge about this, when I heard it first from you, people are either subconscious or unconscious focused. So I took it like either they're cool or they suck, right? Either they're subconscious focused, so they are in 5D, or they are in 3D and they are superficial. But this is bullshit, obviously, because our unconscious is the ISTJ, and we only use it when we are raging. So I probably don't understand this side of the mind, but it means that the ENFP also has an INFJ side of its mind, his mind, her mind.
Yeah, as I've said, INFJs and ENFPs, we are each other's unconscious. So generally speaking, I think like an INFJ, when they're unconscious focused, they're going to be just a lot more, for lack of a better term, crackheady, you know, and just more prone to starting and stopping things, and just being, yeah, just kind of all over the place, a little more social, as opposed to subconscious focused INFJs. They're just generally more powerful, for lack of a better term. It's like, I mean, it's me, so it's like, it's just more, we're much more able to just do our own thing, be that lone wolf. I feel like Unconscious focused INFJs are a little more affiliative as opposed to, subconscious is just, we're kind of just more like alpha. And alphas, whether you're a male or a female, generally they tend to run alone. It's like they do like other alphas, but that also, there can be clashing there, because it's like there can only be one alpha, right? So generally speaking. So yeah, it's all about just humility and healthiness, like, because you can be unhealthy unconscious, you can be unhealthy subconscious focused. There's a balance there, and just inside of you, like, do you have humility at the end of the day? For, I guess, the unconscious, it's like, are you respectful of the people that you're with, and if you're subconscious focused, are you respectful towards the people that you come into contact with, or are you a bully at the end of the day? So here is his last message.
Okay, I can relate to the crackheadery. I'm very funny.
Stop smoking.
I can be very funny. I can have these running gags with people, Like when I was living in this artist place and I had my Instagram, which still exists, ADHS Berlin, also ADHD Berlin. And I would comment everywhere #LOL, right? And I would work at the bar. I was even responsible for the bar at some point. And like everybody was like, when they saw me, they were like, LOL. And this is just an example. There were like a lot of situations like this in my life, but they never lasted very long.
Okay, so that was his last message. Ultimately, very interesting fellow. I love the German people very much. I took 1, possibly 2 years of German in high school. That was my language of choice. No, it was 1. I took 2 years of Japanese and 1 year of German. You needed ultimately 3 credits of a foreign language. So, and I did like it more than Japanese. Well, I liked them both, actually, quite honestly, about the same. So anyway, yeah, thanks for reaching out, dude. I think you are INFJ. I think you are. Direct talker. He confirmed that he moves his head around, his body around, like when he talks. Artistic, yeah, ultimately, yeah, there you go. Like, I think he is. And I ultimately, yeah, I don't have a website anymore, so there's nothing really to see. I might get it going again, but at the same time, it's like, just with the nature of psychedelic work, because it is still pretty illegal here, I do have kind of like an air of comfort advertising with the minimal amount that I do, because ultimately I do identify as somebody who is North American indigenous, as I am, and I'm also a registered minister, so and I have life coach certifications, wellness coach certifications, and so obviously I'm a person who has good intentions and is pretty well-rounded in terms of being somebody who is stable enough to be somebody's anchor while they go through that. I even have a fucking like sole proprietor business license, so but yeah, I think with this guy, like, just do that, I mean, I don't know if you guys have sole proprietorships, but it's just like, or maybe just start with volunteer work, where like you can put on Craigslist hey, you know, like, I would like to be your guide, or if, you know, you want to just be a life coach, maybe for like young men or something like that. I don't know his age. I don't think he ever said how old he was. Start with that, you know. Do what I am doing, maybe like find yourself a weight loss clinic, and work with people who want to, you know, lose weight, because, you know, it might not seem like that's exactly what you want to do. It's not exactly, but it's very, very spiritual work, because their spirit is hurting, and it has been hurting oftentimes for years, if not decades, you know, because, yeah, you know, people on average have gained 40 pounds in the last 2.5, 3 years. But, you know, there's a lot of people who before that were on a tick, 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 you know, journey in terms of pounds. So, yeah, it's just about putting yourself out there, and helping your fellow man in any way that the universe gives you the opportunity. You know, like when I got here, I saw the health and wellness coaching job on Indeed, which is I don't know if you guys, it's just like a kind of like a step up from Craigslist. And yeah, so just you just got to do it. You just got to do it, because you already probably do it naturally, you know. So as soon as you get kind of like professional with it, you can feel that much more confident in yourself, putting yourself out there professionally speaking. You know, websites, they're cheap, if not free to make. So just write, you know, get a WordPress and or blog, you know, and get that going. Podcast, YouTube. But ultimately, it's about making sure that you are healthy and strong enough to be that anchor for somebody. Again, it's like you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're feeling right now like you can't even go outside and go to like these important meetings that like ultimately every cell in your body wants to attend, that's where you should start. So again, it's like you got to go outside. Gotta quit smoking, dude. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm telling you, like, addiction-free lifestyle is the way to go. I'm not saying you can't smoke weed. I'm not saying you can't smoke every now and then, but generally speaking, how can you help somebody if you're, you know, fighting the same demons, you know? You want that to be past tense, not present tense. So, but yeah, life's a journey, and as long as you keep going, you will eventually get to your destination, or at least someplace that is equally, you know, a part of your destiny. You have free will, so use it. Self-care is a very, very healthy thing. The way that you look is a reflection of the way that you treat yourself. So yeah, in areas where you feel insecure or lacking, fix it. You know, like the human body can and does change, and you're either weaker or stronger than you were a year from where you were this time last year. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say, but yeah, thank you so much for the messages. Thank you for being cogent. Is that the right word I want to say? Just very like on topic. I don't really know. He's very INFJ, because like he said a lot, but I don't really know what we talked about, and vice versa. So anyway, I'm fairly certain you're INFJ. Fairly certain. I would probably put at least $20 on it. Yeah, you know if you move around or not. He is a direct talker and introverted. Probably, yeah, he's definitely introverted. So welcome to the club, dude. It sucks, but hey, once you're in, you're in. And it is always fun to meet another INFJ, because we are rare. Okay, we are rare. We're not the rarest. Apparently ENTJ women, or just in general ENTJs, are rarest now. So that's fine. You know what? I don't really care about being the rarest, but you know, still, numerically speaking, percentage-wise, we are a very small part of the population. So, and males especially, they're like twice as rare as women. So, nice to meet you very much. Thank you for reaching out. Continue to, if you have any other questions or comments. I feel like I did ultimately answer all of your questions. I advised you as best as I could, and yeah, I don't have a website. My Instagram, maybe I'll send it to you in a voice message just so you can just kind of see what, I mean, I've already got the YouTube, and you can see how I move and I talk and stuff like that. And but ultimately, yeah, the Instagram is a different kind of site. It's a little more intimate, I suppose. Anyway, thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you, and to everybody else who watched. Two INFJs meeting each other from across, maybe not on the other side of the world, but from a very long distance away. So, what is it? Auf Wiedersehen. Bye, guys.